Hello, language enthusiasts. This is Daniel Goodson. Welcome on my Fluent podcast. This is meant to be a long-term project where I improve my English and where I give away my tips and tricks about how you could improve in your target language. In this episode, I'm gonna tell you how I could improve my French by traveling. Back in January, I went to Finland on a husky tour. So we were a small group of 6 people and everyone had his own dogs and of course a sledge. But how is it possible? How I ended up in Finland speaking French? So actually it was just a coincidence because of course the main goal or the goal was just to enjoy the time by traveling. But as luck would have it, our group consisted of a lot of French-speaking guys. And so that's the reason why I mainly have spoken in French. And so to be honest, it's no rocket science. But in this episode, I want to make it clear that sometimes a good way is to just interact with people. And sometimes you learn languages without having planned it beforehand. And that is really valuable in my view. So my recommendation here is just forget about the fear to make errors and just talk to people. And it doesn't really matter if you are making mistakes. The most important thing is that you can communicate with each other. And the funny thing here was that there was a person who only spoke French at all. And well, this person, it's quite funny because she should have known better because she has apparently problems by expressing herself because she knows only one language. But it was exactly her with whom I had problems to understand her in French because she didn't care about her talking very quickly, And so it got quite difficult for me to grasp the meaning from what she wanted to say. And yes, so I tried to speak to other people. There were other French-speaking guys, and they tried to speak slowly in order that others could understand them. And that is crucial when communicating. So my tip here is try to speak to people who really want to communicate with you and who have comprehension for your current language level. And as far as I am concerned, I can communicate better or I can express myself only if I feel comfortable. If I don't feel comfortable, then I got silent and I isolate myself quite a bit. But probably that has to do always with your character. Or everyone is different, of course. So we were in Finland on this sledge tour, and with about minus 25 degrees, it was freezing cold. And our guide was a French-speaking guy as well, and from time to time he translated into English. So I had, without the intention of learning or improving any language, and finally I ended up learning. And after my holidays, when I got back home, I looked up a bunch of words that I came across while this vacation. I looked them up and then I jotted them down on a paper sheet in order to remember better. And then I could again look up the meaning. The words then stick better to your mind because you learned them in a situation. You can remember something that you experienced. So, that's it for today, guys. I hope you could enjoy. And if you know a story of yourself that has to do with learning languages in a rather unusual way, then contact me. You can probably send me a very short MP3 file, which I then could insert in one of my future episodes. So, this was my Fluent Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Goodson. Have a good one!